Hi everyone, I hope you're all okay. I know I haven't been on for a while, but I do have a couple of predictions that I'm going to share with you today. These have came out in a reading and these are focused around the US, I feel. So I'm going to say before I start, this is for entertainment purposes only. My thoughts and opinions, it's not fact. Now the first one I get is this unexpected military action. And I get the feeling with this one that it's close to the Middle East. There's tensions escalating, there's a bit of a civil uprising that's going on, and I'm feeling like the US military steps in to help someone, they're providing assistance, and what it is, it's like society or, those responsible for civil unrest are trying to remove someone from power. I also get around this that there's a ship that's relevant. Now, I'm feeling like it goes missing, so it could be seized on one of the shipping routes, but I'm also getting that there are rockets fired from one of the US military vessels there. I'm also getting that there's these rumours on social media about this first before it happens, so I don't know whether there's a bit of a leak that goes on, but we do see things on social media before the event itself. But I do get that overarchingly this is for the greater good, and globally this is quite a good thing that the US are stepping in this region. It will provide more stability there, and when they do step in, this person actually remains in power, the person or the ruling family, but I'm getting that they stay in power and this provides more stability in that region. I'm also getting that there's someone from a ruling family or a position of power that's detained, and that's relevant to the US too. Now, I'm not sure if this is connected to the same thing, but I keep getting that comes through as something separate. I'm also getting some classified knowledge, some classified documents that's going to be released. It's going to come out to the public, and the initial reason is that it's trying to help someone or provide assistance, but there's a bit of a backlash, and this causes a huge stir over in the US. And this is to do with prisoners. It could be, I feel like these are foreign prisoners, so it could be the foreign prisoners that are being deported, or it could be to do with prisoners of war. But there's this backlash against this, these documents that are released in America. Now, I'm also getting there's an incident with transport. And when I'm saying transport, I mean something over the water. There's a fire and there's a significant couple on board when this happens. I feel as though they've got a bit of a connection to politics, or high society, politics, ruling families, but I'm also getting that there's a child with them in this incident. I also have a female here. Now, I know there's a case that's happened recently, so I don't think it's that one. I feel as though this is coming forward. This is going over the next sort of 3 to 6 months. But what I have is this female, and she's in the public eye. I don't think she's massively famous, but she's in the public eye. She's some sort of journalist, or could be YouTube or something like that, but she basically reports on celebrity events, celebrity parties, and that's how she's known over there in the US. And what I'm getting is that she's found guilty of a homicide, and there's also something else where she's had an affair. So people in the US would know her because she's had an affair and because she's doing this celebrity sort of journalism or investigation, if you like, but she's just sort of digging up dirt everywhere on celebrity people. With Trump, I'm getting something around him, and this is a celebration. So it's a good outcome. It's quite unexpected, but it's good news globally is what's coming through. And this is to do with someone either resigning or leaving office. And I get that it's good news because it relieves the burden of military action. So it's something to do with, I keep on feeling as though it's closer to Ukraine, but I'm not quite sure exactly where it is or where someone resigning would end military action, but it's somewhere that he's involved anyway. And this resignation does bring, again, more stability, which is odd because the last set of military action was like, you know, keeping someone in power, was bringing more stability. Putin and Trump, I do see they're working together, and this is when someone leaves office, and it's connected to the two of them, which is why I keep coming back to Ukraine on this one. And I've always said I didn't believe Zelensky would be president of Ukraine at the end of 2025, but I'm not sure if they would work together and actually openly push him out of power. There could be some sort of call for elections in Ukraine to try and progress with some sort of peace deal. But I've also got, there's a bit of tension coming again between Trump and Zelensky. And this comes back to the same things that, you know, there was disagreements last time. And it's a social media thing. And what I keep seeing is basically, you know, some of the things that are going to be posted on there are fake. And that's on both sides. It's like 6 and 2 3s with these two. And I'm also getting that, you know, they should be checking the facts before they're putting things on social media. But I'm also getting that you reap what you sow, because every time something's posted on there, it just causes more and more problems, where really they should have a bit more responsibility and step back and do certain things behind closed doors to avoid all this. With Ukraine as well, I also get some news coming around it. Now, I think this is to do with the minerals deal. I do think eventually it will be signed, but I feel as though it's going to have a bit of a battle getting it through. Obviously, Ukraine's going to want as much as possible from the deal, but I think it's going to take a while to get beyond this memorandum of understanding they have. I don't think it's going to be plain sailing for that, and I feel as though it's when Ukraine's absolutely desperate to get more aid through, that's when it might be signed. I think there's a bit of a disaster coming for Zelensky in the media over the next few months. There's a lot of stories going to be coming out around corruption, and again to do with aid. So whether again this is to do with the minerals at deal, or whether it's to do with more aids required from the US and other people, there are some real problems coming for Zelensky over the next few months. And I'm also getting something comes out, and it's always to do with aviation or planes. And there's going to be it's quite a big headline that comes out of Ukraine, and it's to do with these planes. And I can't see anything else around it, just that there's all these planes, everything's airborne, but there's this big news that comes out around Ukraine. I feel as though it's quite a shock too.